Sorry for that burp. Hi everybody, it's me, Sailor Moon, and it's me, Rubeus here, and today we're going to review SummerSlam. Well, SummerSlam started out with Sheamus versus Randy Orton, and it was a really good match. I mean, Sheamus and Randy Orton, in my opinion, they work very well. Everybody else thinks that Sheamus and Randy Orton don't work very well, but that's their opinion. And I think that Randy Orton and Sheamus did a really good job in this match. And Sheamus defeats Randy Orton. Then it was the tag team match featuring, well, the New Day stable consisting of Big E Langston and Kofi Kingston versus the primetime players Darren Young and Titus O'Neil versus the Lucha Dragons Kalisto and Sin Cara versus the Los Matadors Diego and Fuego. And this was a really good tag team match. I mean, yeah, it was good. I mean, there were a lot of good moments in this match, and the tag teams did a good job. I mean, you didn't know who was going to win from the way that they were coming in and breaking up the pinfalls and doing the moves and stuff. But at the end, it was a New Day. Big E Langston and Kofi Kingston, along with Xavier Woods, defeating the primetime players Darren Young and Titus O'Neil, the Lucha Dragons, Kalisto and Sin Cara, and the Los Matadors Diego and Fuego. Next, it was Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev. Lana with Dolph Ziggler and Summer Rae with Rusev. Really good match. I mean, Dolph Ziggler and Rusev did a good job in this match. I enjoyed it. I mean, they did a lot of good moves in this match. It was enjoyable, but Dolph Ziggler and Rusev both get counted out, so there's no winner in this match. Can I go on now? And next was Stephen O'Neil, along with Adrian Neville, taking on Stardust and King Barrett. I mean, they both worked very well together, and this was a very unusual tag team match, but we had Steve O'Neil from the show Arrow, along with Adrian Neville, and Stardust and King Barrett. Both tag teams did very well, and for being Steve O'Neil's first ever wrestling match, he did pretty well. You know, I enjoyed this, and at the end, Steve O'Neil and Adrian Neville defeat Stardust and King Barrett. After that, it was Ryback, the Championship versus the Big Show and The Miz. And this was a really good match. I mean, you saw Ryback and the Big Show try to take each other out. You saw The Miz try to get pinfalls on the Ryback and Big Show when he thought he could. A really good match. But at the end, Ryback retains the Championship and defeats the Big Show and The Miz. And then it was Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. Really good tag team match. I mean, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose do very well as a tag team, and so does Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. I mean, this is a really good match, and I enjoyed it. I thought there were some really good moves in this. At the end, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose defeat Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. Then we had Team Bella. Well, then you had Seth Rollins, WWE World Heavyweight Champion, versus John Cena, WWE United States Champion, both belts on the line. And John Cena and Seth Rollins worked very well together. John Cena would always get out of the pedigree. Seth Rollins would always find a way to get out of the attitude adjuster. And then the SummerSlam's host, Jon Stewart, for some reason, decides to come down and interfere, and he attacks John Cena with a chair, allowing Seth Rollins to win and retain the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, by default also becoming the United States Champion. Then it was a Team CPT, or known as the Submission Priority, consisting of Paige, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair, versus Team Bella, consisting of Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, and Alicia Fox, and Team Beautiful and Bad, consisting of Naomi Fatu, Tamina Snuka, and Sasha Banks. This is a really good women's match. I mean, all of them worked very hard. You know, Team Bella got the first victory and got in the groove of the Beautiful and Bad stable, but at the end it was the Submission Priority that ended up getting rid of Team Bella. So at the end of the match, so you had Paige, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch defeat Beautiful and Bad. Naomi fought too, and Tamina Snuka and Sasha Banks, but also defeat Team Bella, Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, and Alicia Fox. Then we had Kevin Owens versus Cesaro. Can I go now, famous? And yes, sure. And this is a really good match. I mean, there were a lot of good moves going on. Kevin Owens and Cesaro worked very well together. You didn't know who was going to win. You thought maybe Cesaro was going to win. You thought maybe it would be Kevin Owens, but at the end, Kevin Owens defeats Cesaro. Then it was The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. And this was a really good match. I mean, The Undertaker did some good moves in this match. So did Brock Lesnar. At one point, even Brock Lesnar got busted open, and each of them were getting desperate because Brock Lesnar would kick out of Tombstone Piledriver, and would kick out of the F5. And then at the point where The Undertaker submits, and the bell ringer rings the bell, but since the referee didn't see the submission, he waves it off. The Undertaker eventually defeats Brock Lesnar by the Hell's Gate, even though Brock Lesnar was storyline defiant all the way to the end. And at the end of the match, The Undertaker defeats Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman gets pissed off, rings the bell, and claims that his victory, The Undertaker's victory, was non-void according to him, and that Brock Lesnar was still the victor, even though technically the referee restarted the match after the timekeeper and bell ringer rang the bell on The Undertaker's submission because the referee didn't see it, and since the referee didn't see it, the referee restarted the match. So The Undertaker defeats Brock Lesnar. So it was a really good So this was a really good SummerSlam. All the matches were really good too. There were even some Jon Stewart segments, but you know, he wanted to interview Brock Lesnar. He wanted Mick Foley to back him up, but Mick Foley said since it was Brock Lesnar, he wasn't going to be able to help him in the interviewing. And Jon Stewart confronts Paul Heyman and tells him he didn't appreciate the Brock Lesnar defeating The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak. So anyway, the segments were really good, and I enjoyed them. I'm Sailor Moon Rubeus. See you tomorrow.